Welcome, everyone, to this AISH exclusive briefing. I am Jamie Geller, Global Spokesperson for AISH. Joining me today is Ben Marcus, AISH Alumnus, 2022 graduate of the EFG at AISH Erber Family Gesher Gap Year Program and current Brown University senior. Ben, thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem.
You got on and you asked me how I am, and I just asked you how you are. How are you holding up?
It's definitely really difficult. Authorities don't have any suspect in custody. Everyone got sent home. There's no finals. A good friend of many of us in the Jewish community was one of the two victims. So it's a very difficult time.
Very difficult. Can you take us back, please, to that fateful day, which is just a few days ago? I mean, we're still feel the tension and the fear and the repercussions that are still reverberating. As you said, there is no suspect in custody, but just walk us through from your perspective that day. It was obviously Saturday morning, Shabbat morning. Just take us through from the morning.
Yeah. So it was Shabbos and everything was going as usual. And it was Shabbos afternoon. We went to daven mincha, the afternoon service, and we came downstairs to eat the third meal, Sudah Shlishit. And the security guard just looked at us and he said, "Guys, this is serious. It's not a drill. Everyone upstairs now." And obviously, a lot of us that were celebrating Shabbat don't use our phones. And we had no idea really what was going on. The security guard came up as often as he can to keep us posted.
Can you just take me, Ben?
Mhm.
I say interrupt you. What were his exact words when he said this is not a drill? Did he say there's an active shooter on campus, or did he just say there's a security threat, you need to stay safe? Like, what did you know? What did he say?
Yeah, all of our gut feelings in the beginning was that there's a street that runs through campus that it wouldn't be unfathomable to think that there might be a shooting occur there between two Providence locals, not involving students. But that's what we thought initially, and we were sitting in the lobby for a few minutes, just waiting to see how it panned out. And then reports started coming in that it happened within the engineering building on campus, and I believe the exact words of the security guard, who did a really phenomenal job. He's been working on campus for 45 years, and this was his retiring weekend.
Oh my
And he's
gosh.
he's never had an incident like this ever. And he said, "Everyone up to the third floor, to the attic, essentially now. This is an active shooter targeting students. So you have to go now." So we were all completely shocked, and ended up sitting up in this small room for about 7 hours. We had a minyan. We thought we were able to daven Mariv. The security guard came and brought us a Havdalah set, and we made Havdalah, which was beautiful, but it was I mean, extremely difficult. So only so many of us had phones in the building that we got after Shabbos, and each phone was blowing up with each other's parents and friends and loved ones. It was quite the experience.
How close were your building, to the engineering building where the shooting was taking place?
Yeah, a 5-minute walk, a block. Yeah, everything at Brown is relatively close.
Wow. And so in the attic, walk me through those 7 hours. I mean, first of all, it's incredible why was it so important to you to hold on to your Jewish practices and rituals and do the formal prayers? And then walk me through some of the other feelings and what else you did in the 7 hours. But let's go to that first question first. Like, it was critical. Was it like a no-brainer to you that you're not going to miss the evening prayers, like Mariv, as well as the Havdalah ceremony?
Yeah, I'll tell you the role that Judaism really played, not just for me, but I was with another 30 students up locked for 7 hours on the third floor, and to really say, like, hashgacha pratis, divine providence. There were 3 students who are freshmen who were supposed to be in this principles of economics class, that were supposed to go to this review session. And I remember them saying to each other on Shabbos afternoon, "It's Shabbos. I don't think we're going to go." Because they thought about sitting in the back and not taking notes and just listening because it was the final. But they said, "You know what? We're not going to do it. it's Shabbos. And the Hakaras Hatov, the thanks to Hashem that the three of them had in those moments up in the attic were just palpable to everyone. And that was really the atmosphere. It wasn't, obviously we were scared, but we were so thankful. The security guard locked down the entire building. He was sitting up front. We felt obviously threatened, but also at the same time well protected. And that was something that we really had to thank Hashem for. And I think we really manifested that with davening and Havdalah, and some people were saying Tehillim. And it was, I mean, for me, it just goes to show how strong everyone in Israel is, because this is unfortunately something that's a regular occurrence almost. And to go through it once is so difficult, but to go through it so many times in one's life, I couldn't even imagine.
Well, it brings us close to God. Like you said, these moments really solidify that connection and that relationship and that feeling like you feel like God is just hugging you and protecting you. And the fact that you were able to see that so clearly by those students saying like keeping Shabbat kept them safe and saved their lives. I mean, that's an incredible thing to witness in the moment when you need to pull on and hold on to strength so much. So that's unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that night, I know you played a critical role in shuttling people back and forth. So keep walking us through this. So after 7 hours, what happens?
Yeah, the police evacuated us from Hillel, and everyone who lived on campus got evacuated to this gymnasium, and everyone who lived off campus had the opportunity, if they had a car, in the parking lot at Hillel, which I happen to have had. Again, totally divine providence moment. I was not supposed to be the mashgiach, the kosher supervision overseer at Hillel on Friday for Shabbat dinner, but there was a scheduling mishap, and I just happened to have been called to come do it, and I happened to have driven to Hillel before Shabbos with my phone on me. So it was absolutely crazy that I had my phone in the building, which I usually don't, and I had my car in the parking lot. So my brother and my roommate and I were able to hop in the car and go back to our apartment. And then it really started to hit us. Wow, everyone else is now stuck in this gym with hundreds of other students, and they have no idea what to do. They're not allowed back in their dorms. They're trying to get out. The police obviously were so busy, and some people were just found ways to walk out of the gym and then didn't want to walk anywhere else because there was an active shooter. So they had no idea what to do. And my roommate and I decided, we both have cars. Let's go help our friends. And we called people that we knew had phones, and they formed groups. And there were people that said, look, I was hiding out. Now I'm just on the street somewhere. Can you please pick me up? I don't want to walk anywhere. And we went around, and we ended up bringing people back to our apartment, eventually back to their dorms as the night went on. But yeah, surreal experience.
Why were the police, I mean, obviously just your guess at this point, but since you were there, I'd love your perspective, so comfortable letting everyone leave when there was still an active shooter and there had been no suspect in custody?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was, I honestly don't know exactly. I think they figured from buildings that were locked down from the get-go, it was okay to discharge people from those buildings, not thinking that they could be possible suspects. But the idea of letting people go while there is an active shooter is also definitely a threat. So the brown area was locked down, but to lock down thousands of students is a very difficult task. And all things considered, they did a very good job in containing all the students and keeping everyone protected following the tragic events of the night. But yeah, it was there's a lot to be done that night.
Yeah, I imagine they swept the area, I'm sure, and I'm sure they felt a certain level of confidence.
Yeah.
So then there's an announcement that there's a suspect in custody. Do you all finally breathe a sigh of relief? I imagine that's probably the first major exhale from when this incident began and occurred.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very relieving and obviously frightening when they ended up releasing the suspect yesterday and saying that it was a false alarm. Because according to the stories on the news, it seemed like something that would be plausible. That it all made sense with the first suspect,
Yeah,
but I guess it wasn't. So the campus is completely empty now. No one is there.
right. It is so unsettling to feel that there's a suspect at large. I'm so sorry for that feeling, but you obviously, as you said, they've emptied the campus and everyone is home and sheltering at home and comfortable at home, thank God. So you mentioned at the beginning, and I'm sorry we didn't give it enough time, that you're obviously there were two casualties. One, as you said, was a great friend of the Jewish community. I'd love to give you this opportunity and platform to just speak about her and why she was a good friend and to eulogize your friend and to tell us who we lost.
Yeah, absolutely. A friend of mine was Ella Cook, and she was really, it was remarkable. Like so many of her friends were within the Jewish community, and it really was a testament. Her big thing was to um, understand different viewpoints, which from a Jewish perspective is something that's awesome and something we really get along with. So she fell in with us right away, and it was a lot of mutual understanding and dialogue and creating interfaith events on campus for people to really understand each other, which is such a core critical aspect of healthy societies, which is something she really pushed for. And everyone just describes her as just so pleasant and non-confrontational. And it's really a huge loss for the brown community and for the world.
She looks so beautiful from the photos, and you can see just her eyes shining with it, the beauty that you just described in terms of her actions and personality, and so, so young, which is so painful to see. When did you find out who the casualties were and that she was murdered, that your friend was amongst the two murdered?
Yeah, I mean, from an hour in, we were accounting for everyone, and no one had heard from her. So her best friend um, had her location, and it said that she was in the engineering building, and it kind of had everyone had a pit in their stomachs. And after a few hours, this one girl, her best friend, ended up getting a call from psychological services at Brown, breaking the news to her, and it was it was heartbreaking.
So, so sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss. Just, it's heartbreaking. I'm really, really sorry. Devastated.
Yeah, yeah.
You mentioned psychological services. You mentioned that Brown was great at the protocol in terms of security. I'm happy to hear that there is some mental health. Seems like services at play now. How have they been dealing with this aftermath and the trauma?
Yeah, Brown has been very good in terms of sending out resources for students struggling with mental health at this time, which I know many people in the community, many of my friends are
Yeah.
having a very, very difficult time with this. I'd say on a personal level, all of us really have great networks and great connections outside of the Brown community. And for me personally, it's not like a AISH promotion that just popped into my head, but it's actually true. The first people to reach out to me were all my friends from my year at AISH, my rebellion. The second they woke up, I got voice messages from all of them. Even ones that don't have WhatsApp got on someone else's WhatsApp to send me a voice message, to send me a text, and it's something that really comforted me in the moment. And over the past few days, it's really kept me sane.
I was actually going to ask about your Aish family. I'm so, so happy to hear that both your peers and the Rebbeim alike were there for you. We are always, always there for you. And you should know they're so proud of you always. Even prior to this, they told me that you started the minyan at Brown. Is that correct?
That's what they say. Yeah, yeah. It takes more than one, but yeah, I had a hand in organizing and starting it.
How instrumental or impactful was your year at Aish, that gap year that you took going into Brown now? I mean, looking back at the 4 years, obviously you're a senior, but looking back, what role did that play?
No, absolutely. I mean, as Aish says, it's really not a gap year; it's a bridge year. Hence Gesher, and
Yes.
it really has just shaped the way that I view the world, that I view myself in a society, in a secular college where there are a lot of different distractions. It's all about really creating that focus and knowing that my purpose right now is to connect with Hashem, and that could be through many different ways. And I think my impact, myself and my brother, who also went to Aish, who's also at Brown, has really been infectious to a lot of other people, just showing them that you could be an Oved Hashem, you could be someone who really wants to connect with Hashem, with God, and also is involved with the modern world at some level, and really is able to talk to people of all different backgrounds and create common ground and understanding.
I love hearing that, the impact that it's made, and how that has also had a ripple effect, both from your family. Obviously, your positive experience brought your brother to Aish, and then also at Brown. That's just, we're so proud, and it's so amazing. We're so proud of you, and I'm here as the messenger to share how everyone at Aish is really so proud of you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So a lot of people are going to be watching this from your Aish family. Obviously, those that are in the Bridge program, the Bridge year, EFG at Aish, the men and the women, and of course, many other who are in this in-between year, who are on their way to college next year, universities next year. They're scared. I mean, this has just put the fear of God, to use that term, in everyone. What do you say to these 18-year-olds who are now looking at their decision to go to college and university next year? They deferred a year. They came to Israel. What do you say to them now after something like this?
Yeah, really enjoy your year in Israel and get as much out of it as possible. There's really no other time in your life where the sole focus of your time will be on yourself, so to speak, and studying Torah, which again is for yourself in this case. And if you enjoy it so much and you think that that's the right way to go, you should stay for another year. And if you don't think you're cut out for college in America or secular college, think about staying or going to YU or going to university in Israel. They're all really, really great options. But again, if you think that you are strong enough, and it's not a negative on anyone else, but if you think that you have a certain skill set which would enable you to be mashpia, to be able to give to other people on a secular college campus, I recommend it. It's very important, and we need a lot of strong leaders in the Jewish community.
And what do you say to those that are your friends, your peers on campus at Brown, and others who are inevitably watching this, who are scared and fearful and don't know what's expected of them next?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I said a few days ago that everyone should just go home and give their family a hug. So that's really important at this time.
And I feel like you've had a double trauma this weekend. I mean, all of us from afar have, and certainly the Jewish people were hit so hard with the Bondi Beach terrorist massacre that happened, the greatest massacre of Jews in the history of Australia, and certainly the largest one since October 7th. And I hate having to keep saying these, like, record-breaking October 7th was the largest single-day massacre of the Jews since the Holocaust. And now this one, the largest massacre in the history of Australia, and the largest one since October 7th. This weekend and going into this Hanukkah holiday season, which is such a holiday of light and hope and miracles. Just where's your head at now? How are you feeling emotionally and spiritually?
Yeah, it's quite mind-boggling. It's crazy. I'm in so many different directions mentally. It's very difficult, but I think the message, like really why we celebrate Hanukkah at all, is for that ultimate praise and connection to Hashem. And I think that's something that's been extremely comforting, because you could see with the lights of the menorah that there is light within the darkness of the winter and of the darkness of these times.
Completely. Is there anything you think that we can do, your Aish family or anyone watching, to help you or to help the situation?
Keep learning and keep really connecting with Hashem and spreading that light to other people. It's really important. And I really appreciate all the work that Aish has done for me and for the entire world.
Wow. You know, it's a metaphor to bring light at the time of darkness. And obviously, Hanukkah now is in the winter when the sun sets so early, but it's never felt more real and more important now. So thank you for echoing that message. Thank you so much for taking time to speak to us. And we are sending you comfort, condolences for your friends. And we are here for you, your Aish family, for anything we can do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah Sameach.
Thank you so much for joining this Aish exclusive briefing. I so wish that we didn't have to do this, but here we are. And I just wanted to comment on the incredible clarity of thought, courage, resilience, and strong belief and faith in God, trust in God. Just the spiritual resilience, in addition to the physical resilience that Ben displayed. We are so proud of him here at Aish. We are so sorry that he has to go through this, and that really anyone in the Jewish community and in the world, citizens of this world, have to be traumatized like this. And doubly so this past weekend, going into Hanukkah, on the eve of Hanukkah, and on the first night of Hanukkah on Bondi Beach in Australia. These are definitely trying times. Our job is to literally, figuratively, and spiritually bring more light into this world, one candle at a time. When we do that together and collectively, we are setting the world aglow with the light. That's our job. That's what we do at Aish. We thank you so very much for being pillars and our partners in doing just that. None of this happens without you. It all happens because of you. And I hope that you have tremendous pride in your partnership with Aish when you see someone like Ben Marcus speaking out. These are the future leaders of the Jewish people. EFG at Aish, the Erber Family Gesher, as we called it, Bridge Year program, not just Gap Year program, really is an incubator for developing and nurturing, identifying, developing, and nurturing the future leaders of Aish. And you saw that right here today on display. What a strong voice, exactly what's needed now for the Jewish people. Thank you again for watching.